Hey YouTube. So the in the news here in the United States, they were saying that the Pfizer vaccine is now approved and has full approval. But I've been looking at this paperwork that was issued on the same day. This is a emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine. This is what you would give to a company if their drug was in emergency use, which means that it's not approved. Okay, so if it was approved, then you would not be seeing a report like this. So that's a little interesting that we get this. There's a couple things in this report that are pretty interesting. Uh, the first one being that the FDA concluded it is reasonable to believe that the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine may be effective. Okay, that's a lot different than saying that it is. When you say reasonably and may, that's not a lot of assurance. This is their opinion, but at the same time, we are not hearing their opinion. We are hearing someone else's opinion. They are saying it is safe and effective, and that everyone agrees it is, except for the FDA. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Um, the vaccine is authorized to prevent COVID-19 in individuals 12 years of age and older, as described in the blah, 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 despite the fact that it does not meet certain requirements otherwise required by applicable federal law. So, technically speaking, then that's not legal what you're doing here in this document. I don't know what laws are not being followed, but I thought that that was pretty interesting. This is not something you would hear in any drug development story about a drug that is approved for use. There would be no statements about skirting federal law in the approval, hopefully. Pfizer needs to submit investigational new drug application reports every month. Okay, so there is a long list of of those reports, and those reports are looking for issues with safety that are known or suspected to be serious, not just a little headache after you get your shot. Okay, and this is the list of the things that they are required to continue to study in order to get this drug actually completely approved. So things like this, where they're studying if it is safe for a pregnant woman, that this is not something you would be studying with a approved drug. You would study this before you approve it. Okay, the myocarditis is related to most of these here, and they are thinking that it could be a long term effect, and they don't know if it this is a thing or not. So these are some pretty serious things that they're looking into. Um, we cannot say that we know that this is safe. I know that the incidence of side effects is pretty low. It's actually lower than most vaccines, but with questions like these, when you have questions like these on the table during drug development, these things happen before your drug is fully approved. So either there is a lowering of standards going on here at the FDA to get this thing through, or this thing is not fully approved. It's one or the other. I urge you to look into this yourself, though. The reason that I talk about stuff like this is because I feel that the stuff that's going on in medical literature related to COVID is not matching up with what people are saying is happening in medical literature. In fact, there was a very large divide in what politicians and the media say versus what literature is saying. And I'm not sure if I can find a more definitive source of what the government's opinion is than the government themselves. So, which part of the government do you believe? Do you believe the FDA or, so and so, Mr. Politician? Look into this, please, and I hope it's been informative, and I will catch you later.